Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, you're coming into the very first class that we have for the Pocatello Art Center here, and I'm very excited to welcome you. Today, we're going to be creating creatures or monsters with watercolor, and this is a great class for everyone, so if you want to stick around and be a part of it, hang out, and you and I can get to paint together. So if you're new here, my name is Paige Weber. I am one of the online teachers over at the Pocatello Art Center. And if you're interested in learning more about the Pocatello Art Center, you can see the website here down below and you can go check it out. If you want to become a member of the Art Center, you can do that at our website as well. But today, this is one of our free classes just for you, just to get you into doing something creative. So let's get ready to go. We're going to need a few things today, so let's walk through what's going to happen today for this class. We're creating a creature or a monster or a character, however you want to look at this. It's really meant to be a fun class just for you. Our class duration, it'll be about 30 minutes today. It can take longer too if you want to get more detailed, but I'll get you set up so you can create your own creature and then you can just run with it. This class is perfect for all ages, kids of all ages. So if you have children or you're an adult and you're just looking for something creative to do, then this is a class just for you. Also, this is a beginner class. So you don't have to be a pro to do this. You can be anybody. If you're just starting out or you are a professional painter, this is a great class just to do something fun. All right, and if you have any questions that come up to you while you're watching along, you can go ahead and throw those in the comments and I can comment back to you and answer those questions. So let's talk about what we're going to need today. You're going to need one watercolor or ink. Today I'm going to pick one color that's a watercolor from this set and going to just get started with that. You're also going to need a piece of watercolor paper. So I have a piece here that I've cut for this class. You're also going to want probably paper towels and a paintbrush. You're also going to want a straw. And of course, I put my straw somewhere. Here we go. I have a glass straw, but if you have a plastic straw, you're going to want one of these. That's part of what makes this so fun. You will also need maybe a pen if you want to continue this illustration with a pen. And I think that should get you set up to get started. Again, if you want to learn more about the Art Center, you can visit our website there. And yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to switch camera views here and we will get started in just a minute. Maybe. Let's see. All right. Here we go. So here's our setup. And this is great. So here I'm going to mix up some watercolor. I hadn't quite decided which color I want yet, but I want it to be something that you can see. Let's see if we can get it zoomed in there. All right. So I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to pick this rose color. You can pick any color that you want. I may need to do a little scrubbing to get enough of a color. We want to have a vibrant kind of color here as we get set up. So I'll just get my paint. Now, if you have ink, this is really a simple thing to just put some ink in a little dish. And we want it to have enough water here so we have some movement on our palette. I'm afraid I may not have enough pigment. I want it to be pretty vibrant. Again, you don't have to pick any particular color. You can pick your favorite color. And I have a pretty good size brush here. This is a size 10 brush, but whatever you have will work. I'm just making sure still that we've got enough color here. All right, so there are lots of ways to approach this, but today I'm going to start, I think, with a shape. So maybe kind of this a box shape, and I want it to be pretty good and wet if I can do that. It's kind of a triangle, kind of not a triangle. And I might even just pour a little of this here. Because next what you're going to do is you can take your paper and shift it around. And you can have it going off the page. But I'm going to take my straw here. Kind of turn my page around. Kind of maneuver it. And you can get really wacky with this if you want. But I think I like this shape, so I'm going to stick with this. You can keep working with it if you want to. If you wanted to create some texture, you could lay down some salt. I just have some Himalayan salt here, but it can be table salt. And I'll just do it in a couple spots so you can see how it works. So I have some little granules here, and I'm just going to drop them in some spots. Just for fun, mostly along the edge, just so you can see what this effect looks like. So what you need to do when you're working in this way, this salt and the paint around it needs to dry completely for it to work properly. So I'm just going to leave that. I might mix up a little extra paint in case I want to go back for my creature and paint stuff. So then your goal here is to really look and see what kind of creature can I make out of this. I think starting with a shape is really helpful. You don't have to do that, but I find that to be really helpful. And I think this could be a great little, I don't know, floating monster or something. So what I have done is I've taken my thinner paintbrush. You can take whatever kind of paintbrush you've got, and I'm going to, because this is still wet, I can use this kind of like a pencil in a way where it sucks up paint. You can also use your paper towel to dab a little bit. I'm going to kind of try to create some eye areas here. This might wind up being kind of like a space cat or something. And I'm just kind of looking at this to see if something kind of comes to mind. But you can see this salt is really working here. What it does is it sucks up that paint and it creates a texture, which makes this all the more fun. Okay, so I'm letting this other stuff dry. I'm going to go in with a paintbrush and I'm going to start creating some eyes. I'm going to use the same color that I've been using. I can actually get into my pigment now and I'll have more of a load here of paint. It's kind of some kind of space cat or something. I don't know. If you want to soften those edges, you can just dip your brush in some water and tap it on your paper towel. Kind of soften those edges. And here I'm just kind of helping create this little guy or gal. Now, there is an artist, a graphic designer, Stefan Bucher, who has a blog that was up several years ago called Daily Monster, and he would do creatures like this with ink. So if you can find his blog, it's been, I don't know, I think 10 years. So you'll have to look in the archives and see if you can find that. Maybe we can give this guy a little nose too. I'm going to give him kind of a cat nose. And originally I called this class a monster class, but not all creatures are scary. Some of them are just funky. So as you can see, I'm dipping into my paint where I can darken some things. And you can see as I'm moving into this area where the salt was, I get some kind of funky effects there too. Maybe these are little antennae. Don't forget, you can also rinse off your brush and get off the water and use it in your wet paint to create lines too. Move to a bigger brush here. So you can just kind of add details to your little creature. I'm just kind of adding some fur or texture here. But you can see that salt really made for some fun effects. You can just doodle and dab. My midday alarm is going off. And you can layer your watercolor on top of itself to make it darker or to create kind of different effects. So you can see here, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. You can see here where I've put down more paint, how it creates a texture and makes it darker. So you can continue to do that. With ink, it would depend on how watered down your ink is. So okay, so here is one creature that I've created, and it actually didn't take me very long at all to do. You could get much more complex. You could add more colors to this if you wanted to, or you could even go in with your pen and doodle around and do some different things too. This is really just a great opportunity to be creative and to explore all the things that you can do with your little creatures. So this guy is kind of a cat blob sort of creature. Let's take a look. I think my salt area isn't quite dry, but I'm going to get my hairbrush or hair dryer and dry that for just a second. So bear with me here. I'm going to grab it and plug it in real quick. So this is just a regular old hair dryer, and I have this diffuser on it because I have curly hair, but it also kind of diffuses the airflow so it doesn't blow your paint everywhere when you don't want it to. So I'm going to mute myself. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to remove the salt because this is dry. We can remove it, and sometimes it makes a little bit of a mess. So you can do one of two things. You can use a clean paper towel, or you can use, this is a very well used glue pickup, or rubber cement pickup. You can find them in your hobby store. But today, since most people probably have a paper towel, we're just going to use it. And basically what I am doing is I'm just scrubbing out the salt to remove it. And then I can drop it onto my paper towel here. I have a little bit up here. Sometimes there is a bit of residue that's still left. That's okay. All right, so I've removed my salt, and I can just easily throw this in the trash. And so we can leave this guy as is, or you could continue to work on him or her. Let's see, I might put a couple of eyeballs. I was just thinking this might not be the right brush. Maybe to make this creature more interesting, we've got some multiple eyes here in different places. That really makes it feel like a creature. Brings a whole new meaning to four eyes, I think. Like actually has four eyes. And I'm gonna maybe I'll make it an odd number just for giggle's sake. And there you go. There is your creature. Now you can make this as complex or easy as you would like. Definitely the whole point is to have fun. So let's switch to our other camera here. What did you think? What did you think of this quick lesson? Let me know in the comments down below. You too can make your own creature very easily. And I have no doubt that you guys are talented and you'll come up with something even better than I did. So if you do, I want to see them. You should tag us on social media. You can find us, the Pocatello Art Center, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can go to our website as well. Here is our website in case you need that and you want to check out other classes. If you have questions, feel free to throw them down below in the comments down below, and I can answer them when I get a chance. And if you want to share those monsters, we want to see them. So let's all do that. I want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of this broadcast. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you back here again. We're going to have lots of awesome online content coming very soon your way, in classes for people of all ages. And so check out our website for more on that. And yes, thanks for tuning in. I guess that's it for me. This was a little quicker class than I thought it would be. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Maybe.